the wheel of life, I have found, as I've used it over the years with many clients, it's really instantly brought some aha moments, and it's really allowed people to understand, first of all, why certain aspects of their life are not functioning the way that they would like them to, but also to be able to take aligned, decisive, direct action. Welcome to Spiritual Midwife, the podcast that tenderly guides you through the transformative journey of spiritual awakening and personal development towards the ultimate destination of soul sovereignty. I'm Claire Attio, a medicine woman and dedicated guide to the profound realm of soul sovereignty, and you are listening to Spiritual Midwife. In today's podcast, we're going to be looking at the wheel of life. We start with examining our life, examining all the different aspects of our life. And for those that aren't familiar with the wheel of life, it consists of a circle divided into segments, each segment representing a specific life category, such as our career, our relationships, health, and finance. And it allows us to assess each area by placing a mark from 1 to 10, 1 being the least satisfied or putting in the least time in that segment, and 10 being the most satisfied. Now, the one thing that I've observed working with clients, doing the coaching, working with people that are on a spiritual pathway, working with people that are just having issues in life where life doesn't feel that it's functioning, or it's a bit of a roller coaster, or it's bumpy and they just can't seem to get the traction where they want to. When we actually do this with them, when we do the wheel of life with them, they instantly see, they have that instant aha moment of, oh, wow. Most of us have been brought up that we focus on our career. We focus on getting a career. We focus on being successful. We focus on being the best. And then you have the other aspect where we focus on finding that true one love and having that happy ever after. Society is structured in that way. And yet those are only just 2 segments of everything that makes us whole. That is why I want to start off with the wheel of life. It gives you a base of understanding where you are now. It gives you a base of understanding yourself, your life, what's happening. And with that understanding, then you can go on and you can make decisions how to best bring balance into your life. And the wheel is beautiful visualization of this, because you clearly see why the road has been bumpy. When you have 1 in spirituality, for example, and then 10 on career, you will not have a circle in which the wheel can move seamlessly, that can move comfortably, that can turn without having bolts and jolts along the way. So it's a beautiful, beautiful visualization, and it's a holistic way of looking at your life. It prompts you to consider the various aspects of your life, and it allows you to foster a more holistic approach to your well-being. We use this within coaching. I use it for the personal development. I use it on the soul sovereignty pathway, but it's also very good for people that are suffering with mental health. It gives them a really good perspective of what's going on and where their focus is and where their focus needs to change, so that they can start to bring balance, whatever our reasons for being on a personal development pathway, be that we want to develop personally, obviously, or we want to develop our spiritual practices, which is what I tend to focus on, or we are just wanting to have a healthier life, be that physically, be that mental, we need to bring in balance. There has to be balance. And so the Wheel of Life is such a phenomenal tool for this. I will actually leave a free downloadable link in the written description, and I encourage all of you to download it and actually do this for yourselves. The other thing that the Wheel of Life will allow us to do is it helps us to set our goals. If we can see that we have been focusing far too much on our career and we have been leaving other segments out of our life, then we know that we need to pull back on our career. That doesn't mean that we don't go after our goals. It just means that we need to create the balance, because what you will find when there is too much focus in one area, when all your energy is in one area, we bring ourselves out of balance. And when we're out of the balance, we're out of alignment. And if we don't have that alignment, that to attain that specific goal in that one area becomes much more difficult. We end up walking through tar. And so it's advantageous to bring that balance in, because when we bring that balance into our lives, one, it makes us healthier. One, it brings in greater well-being. But two, with that balance, we get the alignment. And in the alignment, we reach our goals with greater fluidity. We create greater flow within our lives energetically. So it's a really good tool for setting the goals. It also helps you to prioritize. It helps you to look and see what needs immediate attention, what needs to be adjusted, what needs to be dealt with urgently, and allows you to go, okay, I have been focusing on my career. And yes, my career is important. And yes, the goals that I've set myself are still aligned with me. They are still desired. They are still my top goals. But actually, in doing that, I have closed myself off to my family. I have closed myself off to love. And when I reach that goal, what value is it going to be, apart from the instantaneous euphoria of, yes, I've done it? Who am I then going to have to share it with? Who am I going to have in my life to share that moment with? This is why it's so important to bring the balance in, to ensure that every aspect of our life is looked at, is focused upon. The wheel also acts as a tool that is both measurable and keeps us motivated and keeps us accountable. If we go back to it, if we set ourselves a time scale, if we work into our plans that in 3 months' time, in 6 months' time, we will revisit the wheel and we will mark out again where we're at without looking at our previous ones. Once we've completed it, then look back at what we've previously done. We have a measure of the work that we've actually done, which gives us the motivation to keep going. And it also holds us accountable. It also makes us go, whoa, okay, I set the intention that I would do more work on that, but actually I've fallen into bad habits. I've fallen into my old habits. And I've still not focused enough time with the family. I've still not focused enough time on love in my life. And so it works continuously. It's not something you do once and go, oh, right, okay, and throw in the cupboard. It's a tool that should be used and has much more validity when we include it as a regular process within our daily lives. As I said, review it every 3 to 6 months. I tend to do it every 3 to 4 months. I do it within the seasons of the Celtic wheel. That is my time each time we change into another season is a time when I take out some time to be a little bit reflective and go, okay, where am I at? Where am I going? What's going on? Where does my focus need to be? What's changing in my life? And the Wheel of Life, as I said, it's got 8 segments. And so within those segments, you've got personal growth, you've got health, you've got family, friends, romance, recreation, spirituality, career, and finance. And I love the fact that career and finance are separate. Society has us believing that career and finance are one in the same, and they're not. Our financial status does not depict our career status. And so many of us have had this confusion, myself included, when I was younger, because I was having success in my career. I was very good at my chosen career. In fact, I was more than very good. And I don't say that from an egoic place, but I know that what I actually did in my chosen career, I was very good at. I was extremely professional, and I was of great service within that sector. And yet I never valued it because I had done like most of us have done, and I'd put my career and my financial situation together. And because I was a single mom, economically struggling, had me undervaluing the work that I was doing and putting out into the world. And so I personally love the Wheel of Life because it separates career from finance. It gives us that visual reminder that the two are not connected. What we create and put out into the world is not directly correlated to our financial situations. And when you're on the spiritual path, that is really important, because it's when you're creating anything, it's really important. I mean, we go back to the analogy of the struggling artist, and it doesn't have to be that way, but often it is. And so doing the Wheel of Life and having that separate allows us to acknowledge that what we create is not correlated to what our financial status is. And I love that. And I love the Wheel of Life. I have found, as I've used it over the years with many clients, it's really instantly brought some aha moments, and it's really allowed people to understand, first of all, why certain aspects of their life are not functioning the way that they would like them to, but also to be able to take aligned, decisive, direct action as to how to address that. They can visually see what needs addressing. And so I would encourage each and every one of you to, over the weekend, download the Wheel of Life. Be honest with yourselves. If you're not honest about where you place your numbers on each sector, you are not going to get an honest representation. And if you're not got an honest representation of where you are now, the changes that you make will also not be an honest representation. When we do the Wheel of Life, we're not looking to get all 10s. It's better to have all 3s, or mostly 3s and 4s, so that the wheel can turn. It's not about being at 10, being at the top of the range. That is very much a 3D matrix reality that we've all been programmed with, that we have to be the top of our game. You have to be the top of your game, not the top of somebody else's paradigms. And so if 3s bring balance to you, if that makes it more attainable for you now, and you can bring balance into your life very quickly now, go for that. Then over the coming months, expand, bring those out, but bring out every area, not just one. Keep the balance, keep the movement, have the true expansion without the roller coaster effect, without the bumpy road. And so I hope that has helped. If you have liked this podcast, then please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to get next week's episode, where we will dive into this even deeper and look at how we can actually start to implement those changes and share with your friends. This is Spiritual Midwife signing off for now. Until next time, bye-bye.